everyone. This is Caitlin.
And this is Lacey.
And this is Women in the Trailer Industry. Today we have a special guest here at the NATDA Trailer Show in Nashville, Tennessee, Amanda Vasulik with GeoForce. Amanda, how's the show been so far?
It's been really great. Fast and furious, as always. This is my second year, but I feel like it's doing nothing but getting better, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So had the great chance to be part of the first Women in Business Roundtable event yesterday, which was amazing.
It went so good.
It was so good.
Have you heard any feedback from anybody?
I have. So I got the chance to meet a couple of people at, the table I was sitting at that hadn't either been to the show before or they've been a couple of times, but obviously the first women's event, and they just said how awesome it was to get to connect and have those kinds of discussions and get to, again, build that community. It was awesome.
And drink wine. Who couldn't love that?
I mean, wine and cheese. How could you not have a good time with that? So, y'all are awesome.
How big of a team did you bring?
So our team here, we only have about 4 of us. So I am on the customer success side. So it's me, our VP of marketing, a VP of North America sales, and then one of our regional sales reps as well. So
do you plan, do you coordinate it all, or do they pretty much take care of it?
It is a full team effort.
Yeah.
But they know that when I come to things like this, it's more like Energizer Bunny, just let her go. She's
Yeah,
just going to run around the floor.
Hype everybody up.
Hype
Go
everybody
socialize,
up.
network.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
that's awesome.
Well, aside from GeoForce, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. So I am a mama to 3 little ladies that are growing like weeds.
Yes.
So in the last couple weeks, they've had a couple birthdays. So I now have an 11-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 6-year-old. So,
You're
just
busy.
Staying busy with all the things. So, working mama, trying to balance whatever that is called with work and life.
Yeah.
It's funny that I was actually talking to my older, well, all of them play softball, but my oldest one is on a select softball team. I was talking to one of her coaches who is a senior VP in a massive global organization. And we were talking about the myth of work-life balance.
Yes.
And I know we talked about it a couple of times with the women in business. And something that I think was awesome that he taught me, that a mentor taught him, was that there's no such thing, which we know, as work-life balance.
Right.
He said, but when my mentor phrased it as work-life integration, it made a lot more sense to me. He goes, you are one person.
Right.
You don't have a separate life really between work and life. So he was like, don't try to have even a simple thing like a work calendar and a family calendar, because time is your most valuable resource.
Right.
So have one calendar and you are able to more fully see where you are dividing and prioritizing things. And I thought that was just a brilliant thing, a brilliant perspective, because there really is no such thing as far as balance
and
goes.
it can be frustrating too, because you literally can't ever find that right balance, and so you just get frustrated almost that you can't make it perfect.
Exactly.
Right?
So even just having that visual of allocating your time accordingly, and again, we all know priorities are going to come and change. They're going to ebb and flow.
Yes.
But being able to even just kind of put that, I'm a visual person, so even looking at something like a calendar and blocking time legitimately for, softball practice or something like that, even though I'll probably be multitasking while I'm there, having that time blocked, and even having time, which something I didn't really think about, time for execution of the meetings that you're having, blocking time to execute on the things that you're planning and making sure that things are coming to fruition. So it was pretty awesome.
Caitlin's always talking about time blocking, block your time, and then if you need to, shut your door, so that you can achieve what you're trying to get done.
It is the hardest
thing. The other day,
I
was telling, the reason we were actually talking about that is because the week that I had no real deadlines or nothing was pressing and I could just kind of do what I wanted to do, I was a complete mental disaster because I'm used to being.
Make your way over to the dealer stage sponsored by PJ Trailers in aisle 1600 for new product presentations by Gen Y Hitch and Airtow Trailers, with a special presentation by ATW.
Andrea is peppy.
There we go.
She's got
You're
a lot of
ready
pep
today.
Yes. I love
All
it.
right, so when I did do that, I was a mess because I just didn't really know what to do with myself. I was doing things, but I didn't have really any like end goal in sight. So I was like, we definitely need to time block that, even if it's like, okay, at this hour I want to dig through the website and I want to do this and then come to a resolution. But I like what you just said about, you know, time blocking the execution of a meeting, because there's a lot of times we go into our leadership meeting, we come out with this whole list of to-dos, and like, when do we do that list of to-dos? Like, we don't ever block out that time. So that one's interesting to me to start kind of taking that advice and start doing there.
Well, and it's something I didn't really think about, but I mean, it's a true strategic move. I have to do that on my own calendar, but I didn't really think about the fact that I was doing it. But I literally put, if I have a bunch of action items that I have to get done before Friday, as I do block time, because it's really more of just a reminder for myself, but it really is prioritization of your time. I mean, time allocation, time management. So that's one of the things, the whole time management thing, I feel like has been a consistent theme over the last few months in several different discussions that I've had. And so it's been something that's top of mind. Actually, even today, doing what we do with GeoForce and kind of being we are a GPS tracking company, but full like business solution. We have a customer, I have a customer that I'm working with that is in disaster relief with Hurricane Idalia that's in Florida right now. Time is of the essence for them. And so being able to help, you know, them on their back end operations and knowing where things are and being able to execute quickly, being able to help helpers right now in the midst of disaster is it's pretty amazing.
It's incredible.
It also obviously takes kind of pre-planning and everything beforehand, but the strategy and being able to kind of execute at this point is really awesome to kind of see the trickle down effects. So
well, you are way advanced because you answered a lot of my questions before I even asked them. But how long have you been in the trailer industry, and what is some things, just being in the industry and overcoming some of the things you've overcome, what is some advice for our viewers?
So I have been with GeoForce specifically for a little over 3 years now, and even though we are not necessarily trailer industry specific, we service the trailer industry. We service all different types of industrial markets, so oil and gas, construction, agriculture. A lot of these industries have trailer components to it, but we are on the GPS tracking side. So depending on kind of what the business need is, we have like satellite and cellular hardware capabilities that integrate into our proprietary software platform. So been in that space specifically for a little over 3 years, but overall I've worked in oil and gas and software space my entire career. So all been very, I would say, more male dominated. And so it's been something that I have always seen, and we talked about it yesterday actually at the round table, it takes a difference in perspective. In my very first job, one of the most successful salespeople in the company that I worked for was a woman, and again, very male dominated. And she told me never to look at the fact that you are a woman in a male dominated space as more of a challenge than an opportunity. She was like, you have to know your value, know your work, spend your time and effort in developing yourself professionally and personally, and know your stuff, and be confident in the fact that if there are 10 people that know all of the same things, they're able to provide all of the same products and services, 9 of them are men and 1 of them is you have the opportunity to stand out. So see it as an opportunity. So that's something I always want to encourage women with, is like, yes, it can be challenging. Yes, you can, you know, constantly feel that pressure to be one of the boys. And again, be one of the boys if that's part of your personality, but don't be afraid to fully own who you are and leverage that, because you were made the way that you are for a reason. And again, being a single mom of 3 little girls is a lot. But I've been trying more to take the time to invest in myself. And again, there's so many free resources out there, like the podcasts, like TED Talks, YouTube videos. So, I mean,
So many.
I'm constantly like listening to a podcast while I'm folding laundry.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
the little things
Absolutely.
that you can do. And I mean, like, I love that this is what you guys are doing. I love that it's a chance. I was actually just talking to several people I just met. I'm a huge fan of y'all, so I'm sending
Recruit
them
them.
your way.
Recruit
I'm
them.
recruiting all y'all.
Yes.
And, you know, just getting the chance to, again, build networks with people. Don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yes.
That's not a weakness. It's actually a sign of a lot of maturity in saying, you know what, I don't want to know. I don't know this yet. I want to know. Can you help me? Because
Yeah.
most of the time, if you ask for help, people are willing to help you out.
Absolutely.
So don't be afraid to do that. So yeah, I think there's a ton of opportunity, and it's really exciting to continue to see things grow. And this event is pretty awesome.
It
at
is.
just giving space for opportunity of people building network and relationships. And so I'm a big fan.
You're killing it.
Yeah.
Can
Oh
I
my
just say
gosh.
that? You are killing
I'm over
it.
here like,
Oh my
I don't
word.
even know what I'm doing.
I'm
with my
highly
life right
over
now,
caffeinated, so we'll put it that way. I live off of Celsius. I'm being branded by them. No, I'm just kidding.
Here I am. I'm their new
Definitely
rep.
say Mark
Sponsored by
Podcast
Celsius.
is my favorite podcast for women in the trailer industry
Yeah.
for sure. You just gave a lot of advice and a lot of helpful advice for the viewers.
Aw.
So definitely watch this one if you aren't already, because there's a lot of good stuff in there that
For
you can
sure.
take home with that.
For sure. Do you guys do you go to other trade shows?
Oh, we do. Yeah, absolutely.
So what is your, don't be biased, but what is your favorite trade show? And like,
this
to
has
go to-
been the one with GeoForce that I personally have had the most involvement in. And I mean, I absolutely mean it. I've been in a lot of different trade shows and networking events throughout my career. And I do think that there is something special about the way that this one is organized and the people that are involved with it.
Yeah.
I was just talking to a customer just about 30 minutes ago and just encouraging them because they're a little bit newer to trailer specific. I was like, this place, you cannot get better about having. There's something about the environment that really is genuine in wanting to support people building networks and relationships.
Yes.
Because, of course, there's business here. There's competitors that,
Right.
you know, are aligned on other sides for the same opportunities. But overall, this is a place to really build great connections. And it seems
truly
like
is.
everyone truly is here to help one another build business.
Yeah.
And, again, have those relationships and networks in place where you can reach out and you know, refer people to one another and have that you know, that space, that opportunity kind of
And I definitely
it's
think
awesome.
that's NATDA's really sole intention, you
Yes.
know, and I know it's Karen's for sure, but she always talks about, like, that's why she does it,
Yes.
is that she wants to connect people. She is a connector.
Yeah.
I have so many connections because she's connecting
Yes.
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
you know.
Yes.
And so putting this event together so that people can make those networks and connections is the full intention behind why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
So.
and I know it sounds cliche, but it is a big world, and everybody, we can all be successful, like in the
100%.
same space. So, and I just love it.
Absolutely. Well, I hope you have a great, successful trailer show. We'll be here live podcasting for the remainder of
Keep
the show.
sending people our way.
Oh, I am all over it, guys. Don't worry about that.
And this is Women in the Trailer Industry, so we'll see you next time.
Thank you guys.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you for being on our podcast.
Oh my gosh, y'all, I love it
I need
so
to
much.
absorb some of your energy.
I know it.
I'm telling y'all.